this video, I'm going to talk on overview of immune system. What exactly happens when we are exposed to an external pathogen? How my body works when I'm exposed to an external pathogen? What are the methods that body has adapted in order to kill these microorganisms? Microorganisms like bacteria, viruses, fungi, parasites, all these affect our body. Once they enter our body, they make our body their home and they make us sick. Okay, so in order to prevent that, our body has got a defense mechanism in order to fight these microorganisms. What happens? We get exposed to billions and trillions of microorganisms each second. So our body should be able to overcome these microbes in order to prevent ourselves from falling sick. So what exactly our body has adapted in order to fight these microorganisms? So let's study immunity. Immunity is nothing but it is our body's ability to fight these microbes, okay, in order to prevent us from falling sick. Okay, so and it should also be able to differentiate between self and non-self molecules. What exactly it is? Self is our body should be able to differentiate the molecule which belongs to us, and it should also be able to differentiate the molecule which does not belong to us. If it is recognizing self molecule as a non-self molecule, that leads to autoimmune disorder. We'll study about autoimmune disorders in next videos. Now let's discuss what is innate immunity. So in case of innate immunity, here it is, we are born with it. By birth, we are having this defense mechanism, okay? Whereas in case of adaptive immunity, we get adapted, okay? Or we get acquired to this, okay, mechanism. So what exactly it is? In this case, by birth we are having these defense mechanism and it is non-specific. It does not think whether this microbe is belongs to us or not, okay, and this will just recognize this is a foreign particle and this will kill it off. Whereas in this case, as we grow, we get adapted depending on the molecule. It is antigen, okay, antigen molecule that is present on a pathogen. So it develops a paratope antibody, specific antibody for that, in order to kill that microorganism. That's how an adaptive or acquired system works. So let's study innate mechanism in detail in the next videos. I'll just brief out the innate mechanism over here. So what exactly is, how exactly the body is designed in order to prevent microbial entrance. So there are physical barriers, okay, so there are physical barriers, chemical barriers and cellular responses. If physical barrier fails and chemical barrier fails, then we go to cellular responses, okay. So what exactly is physical barrier? Epithelial cell of skin, epithelial layer of skin. Epithelial layer of skin is one barrier we have here, and mucosal layer or glandular tissue, okay. So epithelial layer of skin, okay, here our whole body is covered by skin, so this is impermeable to these microorganisms. So directly like this, it cannot enter our body, microbe, any bacteria or any microorganisms. So if there is a damage, it can enter, but if there is no damage, then it is the bacteria cannot enter, okay. So we say this is impermeable. Then comes mucosal layer or glandular tissue. Mucosal is, our gastrointestinal tract is lined by mucus, and respiratory tract, urinary tract, all these are lined by mucus. So these prevent microbial entry. Glandular tissue is nothing but lacrimory and mammary gland as well as salivary gland, these also help in killing of these microorganisms, that is they block from entering the body. And the chemical barriers are antimicrobial substances, and acidic pH. So acidic pH is not helpful for microbial growth. Then if these both fail in preventing or blocking the microbial entrance into the body, then it goes to cellular responses. If there is a skin damage, okay, if there is a skin damage or a cut, through the cut the bacteria enters the skin, okay. So when bacteria enters the skin, our body has got many cells in order to recognize these pathogen entrance into our body. Mainly the macrophages, neutrophils, all these recognize the microbes that has entered our body. So how exactly cellular response happens? First one is phagocytosis. Phagocytosis is where a macrophage or a neutrophil comes to the site where microbe is present, okay. So it will phagocytose or engulf these microbe and it will degrade or it will kill. So this phagocytosis and degradation is one cellular response that is present. We'll study all these in detail in innate immunity in my next video. So first thing is phagocytosis and the other one is inflammation. Inflammation is another cellular response. So if a microbe enters, okay, if a microbe enters through the cut, that leads to fluid cells to come to the site where the microbe has entered, and that will lead to vasodilation, that is leaky capillaries, that leads to redness, swelling and all those things. Because of that there is killing of these microbes by macrophages and many other cells like dendritic, neutrophils, white blood cells, all these come at the site. So there is a pus formation, okay. So all these we'll study in detail in the next. So another response is fever, okay, when there are too many microbes that have entered. So by bodily temperature, by increasing body temperature, so at increased temperature these microbes cannot reproduce or they cannot increase in number, okay. Higher temperature is not suitable for its growth, okay. So fever is another response that is preventing, okay. Then comes the adaptive system. So this cellular response will call for adaptive if the count of microbes is more, okay. So how exactly this adaptive works, we'll see here, okay. So in the next video I'm making on adaptive also. So here it is specific because it is designed in such a way that if a microbe is presenting a particular antigen on its surface, it will design a paratope, antibody, an antibody specific to that antigen. So there is antigen antibody binding will be there and there is a killing of these microorganisms. In case of adaptive immunity, this mechanism is able to recognize, overcome and remember the pathogen. Once a microbe has entered, this adaptive immunity will kill the microorganism. So it takes a lot of days in order to act on it. But once it is a second time, okay. So if it is a second time action, okay, if the same pathogen has attacked our body second time, it will give an immediate response. That is, it will remember, okay, it will form a memory cells, okay. B memory cells are also formed, T memory cells are also formed, okay. So this was able to kill the microorganism by B cells and T cells. B cells will produce antibodies specific to that antigen and it will kill the microbe, whereas T cells, it will induce a response like TH cells. TH cells, these help in differentiation of B cells. Okay, when B cells are formed, I mean they get differentiated to produce plasma cells, and then antibodies are produced. In case of TC cells, that is T cytotoxic cells, these TH cells help in again induction of these TC cells, that is they differentiate. T cells get differentiated into TC cells, that is TC cells are T cytotoxic cells. They again come in form contact with the macrophage presenting APC, antigen presenting cells, that is macrophage or dendritic cells. So and then they will kill these microbe by producing holes and by sending some enzymes in order to kill these microbes. That is perforin granzyme method can happen in this case. Okay, so that's how adaptive system works. This is an overview of immune system. So in my next videos I'll be making video on innate immunity and a video on adaptive immunity. Then I'll be explaining cells of immune system, organs of immune system. So if you like my video, please do share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.